Good evening. Here's Doc Severson for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA trade of the day for Wednesday, the 29th of December. All right, the pain continues to the downside as BTC versus the US dollar is having difficulty maintaining price above and beyond the 200-day moving average. This is kind of a line in the sand that traders will look at to determine whether something's in an uptrend or a downtrend. The 200-day moving average, it's kind of arbitrary, as you can tell, because it really is a trailing indicator, but it is used quite often to determine whether or not something is a buy or a sell. So the price is in this little bear flag pattern. We may have to have the price revisit 42,000 again to create the negativity necessary to create the upside movement. Now, you can see this again. I apologize, I don't have my pen available on me, but if you look at where the cursor is going, this is the neckline for what would be the head and shoulders pattern for this. And unfortunately, the target, the measured move target for this is all the way down close to 20,000. So if you want to keep some powder dry for a potential moonshot to the downside down to 20,000, it could happen. If we pull out to the weekly chart, we can see this just a little bit better. 20,000 is going to be down here. The measured move from this would be basically the distance from the top of the head pattern to the neckline, and then extend that to the downside. So we could see something like that, and I think it would be a very, very terrific opportunity going forward. But it surely is not going to feel like it at the time. Okay, so that's BTC versus the US dollar. Again, we still have an uptrend in play. I don't want to, be all Mr. Doom and Gloom here, but I'm just trying to call out what I see. And right now, what we're seeing is a daily downtrend. We also have a weekly downtrend. And fortunately, this is just a monthly pullback. This is just a monthly pullback so far on the monthly chart. And even on the log chart, this doesn't look to be all that bad. But we have to go through the different possibilities of what could happen. And right now I am a little concerned with the price perhaps not being able to hold above the 200-day moving average. Okay, so that's BTC versus the US dollar on the daily chart, etc. Now we go out to Ethereum, and Ethereum is also breaking this bear flag pattern to the downside. The price is well above the 200-day moving average. It's still in a nice looking bull flag pattern, believe it or not, on the weekly chart. The weekly chart still looks pretty good, and we haven't really, for this last swing here, if we draw out the fib retracements from this latest swing from the bottom to the top, we can see that the price right now is about the 50% fib of this entire swing. Now it can go all the way down to 3,500 and still not violate the fib levels, but once it breaks below the 61.8% retracement, more than likely it's going to fill in the triangle, and this includes a movement all the way down to 2,600, which don't want to see, but it could generate the negativity required to start off the next leg of the bull market. All right, so that is Ethereum and that is BTC. The other top 10 that we do have some that are doing quite well. This is Luna, is still finding support at the swing test. The swing test is just below 80, so that one's doing quite well. Here is Polkadot. Polkadot is positive today, but it's still in the same kind of bearish pattern that the other main assets are in. As I go through the rest of the top 10, top 20 here, overall it's not that bad. I mean, we're only down 1% or so, which we should count our blessings at that point, and some are positive. I just don't like what the chart is showing. Now, I do want to go back to BTC for a second, because we are in this big pattern that we're seeing right now. And that's a decision pattern between 52,000 all the way down to 42,000. So this decision box, if it's able to break above 52,000, all is forgiven. However, it could go as deep as 42,000 within this decision box and still remain into a sideways pattern. So we'll have to watch what happens from there. It does look negative right now. It does look like the price wants to go lower, but if the price breaks above 52,000, like I say, all is forgiven. We're going to focus on these top two assets in the next week or so here, until we do get a resolution in terms of which direction that the price wants to go from here. All right, folks, that is it for today's report. We'll be back tomorrow, and then we'll be back again over the weekend to conclude this trading week and start off the new year in 2022 over the weekend. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.